What's up? YouTube, AJ Simmons checking in. Real quick, I just want to talk about when you should fire a customer. Like, at what point do you say forget it and fire the customer? To some people new to this channel, you might be saying, okay, I didn't know I could fire them. I thought only I could get fired, right? But that's a concept too. So at some point in business, sometimes you got to know when to fire your customer versus the customer firing you. But I wanted to speak on this because I think that I spoke on this in the past so much that sometimes people are too quick to do it. Like, firing a customer should be the absolute last option, okay? Because why do we do this? Okay, so the last thing that you want to do is lose revenue, and the last thing that you want to do is fire a customer, okay? So that should be your last resort. But what if you have a customer that keeps nagging, always complaining no matter what you do? Like, at what point do you fire that customer? And here's my answer to that. First of all, when I did fire customers, because I had fired customers in the past, but when I did that, I knew that I was putting my best foot forward, okay? Like, I knew that I was dumping every single trash can, checking behind my workers, checking behind myself, vacuuming every square footage of carpet that was agreed to in the contract. I knew that I was following the contract to the T. I knew that I was dusting every month, high dusting, doing all of the detailed things, hitting the baseboards, right? And then at that point, if I knew that if a customer still was complaining after, all right, I fixed this thing you told me to fix, you still complain. I fixed this thing like time after time after time, and I seen that their attitude didn't seem as if they appreciated us, and I knew that we were putting our absolute best foot forward. I did everything in the contract. That's when I will fire the customer. It was really more about, okay, can I see myself working with this person going forward? Do I think we can build a real working relationship? Because most of the time when the customer's complaining, you probably need to be quiet and listen, because the complaint usually isn't a sign that you should run away or be unhappy. It's usually a sign of there's a learning experience in there. What that customer is telling you usually is something that you can take and apply that to all of your accounts going forward. Okay, so it's not always, oh, well, they don't like me. You know what I mean? Just because they tell you about your work, it's almost never personal in business. Okay, and you have to remember that. Don't take things so personal. Most of the time, you really just need to shut up and listen. Okay, but there are instances where it's like, okay, this person's just an asshole, and they're gonna complain no matter what. And so that's when you need to know when to fire them. And so I would say, once you know that you're giving it your absolute all, and there's absolutely nothing that you think that you can do to please these people, that's when you fire them. Okay, and roll these windows up. Saw that bee coming in. If that bee flying here, I'm gonna look like a fool on this live video, right? So, but that's when you fire them. All right, is when you know that you're giving your absolute all, and they still not happy. At that point, that's when you might need to look into, okay, maybe we need to, break ties or get rid of this contract. If you were the franchise, maybe sell the contract back to the franchise or give it back, however you got to do it. But that's at that point is when you get out. But you don't get out just because, oh, they constantly complaining and you don't know how to fix it. Because I've seen several times where people, companies, business owners in this industry will say, well, I think I need to fire that customer because she always complaining. But they know damn well that they skipped some rooms when it was time to vacuum. I pick on vacuuming a lot because that's the main thing I used to see people doing, not dusting and not vacuuming. And so if you know you didn't vacuum every room last night, you can't get mad at the customer when they come complain. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't get mad. You know, like, you signed that scope of work, you signed the contract, you agreed to what was agreed to in that paperwork. So if you not doing what you said you was gonna do, who fault is that? That's your fault. So you gotta step up. Okay, but you can't get mad at the customer for bringing up the fact that you're not doing what you said that you would do. Okay, so you don't fire the customer just because you mad they complaining at you. First, listen to the complaint and see if it's valid, because most of the time the complaints are valid. But every now and then they might be just going overboard and being ridiculous. So you got to be able to sort through that. All right. So that's really all I came to tell y'all this morning. Yes, it's the time to fire the customer, but you need to make sure that you're giving your absolute all before you just go and quit, because essentially that's basically what you're doing. You're quitting. All right. Austin, and a lot of times too, in them complaint, I'm gonna shout out some people first. Shout out Austin. Oh, he said, ha. Shout out to Joseph Derry. He said, hey, good morning. So a lot of times in those complaints too, it might be an opportunity to make more money. Okay, because okay, what if they say the floor's messed up and you know you mopping, they accuse you of not mopping the floor? Well, maybe there's an upsell in there that you can kind of let them know, hey, we're mopping every night, okay? But what you probably need is a scrub. Okay, you need a machine scrub to get in here. We can bring the auto scrubber in here and scrub your floors for you. Or you may need a stripping wax. Or you're losing a little bit of luster. Maybe we can do a high speed buff in here once a month. You know what I mean? So try to see if you can find a way to upsell in that opportunity as well. But listen to the customer. Don't get so defensive. I'm telling y'all, you gotta stay out your feelings. It's never a time to snap. It's never a time to get in your feelings. Okay, you gotta relax, be quiet, listen, and then see. Like if you think you did it and they think you didn't do it, is a reason, okay? Is a reason, and the reason could be that that person is being a bitch, okay? And if that's the reason, then maybe it might be time to fire that customer. But 9 times out of 10, not just because they're trying to be a bitch, okay? Because they hired you to do a particular job because they need that job done. So if you think you did it and they think you didn't do it, it's time for you to go in there and to have them physically show you, okay, what's wrong, and then you look at it and then you analyze, okay, you know what I did, mom, that spot. I don't know why that's there. Maybe somebody came in there after you know what I mean, when you left. I don't know what it is, but you got to go in and you got to figure it out because it could be either A, maybe you're using a bad method. B, maybe you skipped it all together and you thought you could skip and pick and choose what you want to clean. I mean, give it your all every single time. Don't pick and choose when you want to bring it. Get it every day, okay? Because what you put in is what you're going to get out, period. Okay, and I know that we all got tricks, right? Because especially when you're using production rates to bid on these accounts, sometimes the production rates can be off and accounts take longer than what you expect it to. But if you're going to use them tricks to try to speed it up, right? If you're going to use certain little tricks and you might not vacuum every square foot, that's cool. Okay, ever to get you by. But once the customer speaks up and points out something that you're not doing and you know you're not doing it, you can't get defensive. You got to accept that, yeah, I was skipping. You know what I mean? I was skipping right there. Yeah, I did take off right there. You know what I mean? So whatever you put in, you're going to get out, all right? So just remember that. But the bottom line is when do you fire a customer? After you know that you gave every single effort that you could possibly give and they still not happy. At that point, that's probably when you should look at it, but it's almost never. That's the answer. Shout out M Chair, CBN, I can't even say it, Clean Business Network member, long time. She said all true. All right, so hopefully this was able to help y'all. Just came and thought I should give y'all some good old-fashioned cleaning business wisdom. I feel like I've been doing mostly franchise stuff. I've been doing mostly motivational stuff. So figured I'd give y'all some in the trenches type of stuff. All right. Leslie Harvey checking in. He said sometime the contact person will come in later on in the day and see the things that employees were messing up and blame the cleaner. Absolutely. And shout out Excellent Enterprises. And when that happens, like, don't be afraid to let them know. You know what I mean? Like you said in a respectable way, because I got an account where we used to go. Well, I had an account where, well, I always tell y'all about that account. We would go twice a day. You know what I mean? And it was like 500 employees. And my brother got an account now. He complained about it to this day. And I complained about it every day I had it too, but the money was worth it and it was worth it. But it's like we got to constantly remind upon the contact, like, hey, don't forget, you know what I mean? As soon as the moment we leave, because we clean in between their breaks. And so the moment that we finish cleaning that toilet, somebody come right back on it and shit right on it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's very, very hard to know if the job was even done or not. And that's why we used to have trouble too with the employees, because the employees, they would think, okay, I'm not going to mop this floor today. I'm not going to clean this toilet today because they can't tell. They're going to come mess it right back up anyway. But see, when you've been doing this long enough, we can tell if it's some build up on the toilet versus if the stuff just got there most of the time. And so that's why I had to educate the point of contact. And that's another point too, is you have to learn how to educate the customer, because sometimes when they're accusing you of doing something that you're not doing, you may have to educate them and show them, okay, see, what you're asking for, that requires a stripping wax. That's not what a mop can't get that job done. And you just take the time out and patiently and calmly educate them. That's all. Or in a particular instance, like Leslie was saying, if their employees messed it up right after you left, then maybe you need to calmly remind them, point of contact, like just keep in mind that we leave here at 8 o'clock at night. Your employees are here to 2 a.m. Okay, so I know sometimes the staff comes in and they might make coffee, you know what I mean? So it might look like I didn't clean the sink, but I promise you that we did. As a matter of fact, we took pictures before we left, and and share that with them. And and just break it down to them. But whatever you do, don't get in your feelings, because that'll cost you. Okay, so just stick in there. I know it's hard dealing with this. This is one thankless business, y'all, and it's always gonna be an uphill battle. But the strong will survive, and it will be worth it but you got to stand the test of time, though. Shout out Harold Harris. All right, he said, "What's up, AJ? Shout out." Leslie Harvey said, "Daytime accounts, you can set up a cleaning log. What time the last clean was done." Absolutely, that's great advice. All right, so hopefully this was able to help y'all, man. If y'all want more of this type of stuff and y'all want to be able to get in contact with me whenever you feel like it, make sure you join us in the Clean Biz Network private mastermind group. All right, 97 down, $25 a month. You can go to cleanbiznetwork.com to join us on that. And then also we got the lead generation program going on. Nothing but great results coming back. Shout out to Aaron. I think it's Andu or Andow. He's a new member of the Clean Biz Network, but he has been he's bought 4 rounds of the Clean Biz Network. I mean, Clean Biz Network, the generation, the lead generation program. So far, he bought it 4 times. And he ain't buying just 100 calls either. I think he bought like 300, up 300. Like he getting it in up there in New York. So shout out to him, man. He's been the top person to buy in. I think D'Angelo Buford. Shout out D'Angelo Buford. Shout out who else came back a couple of times? Justin Miller, I think, and then I forget who else. But man, I appreciate y'all so much for supporting the business, and I'm just trying to y'all see everything that I do. I'm just giving y'all what y'all like. If it all started off when I'm speaking on franchising and somebody say, okay, well, can you help me go independent? What if I don't want to do the franchise? I want to be independent. And I come up with the starter kits and y'all say, okay, well, we should, can you coach me? Can you be my mentor? Well, I don't really care for, I don't sound careful, but I didn't really want to be bogged down to somebody, you know, having like coaching people one-on-one and being obligated to that person. And so I said, well, and then it was so people asking me, and I was like, well, if I do that, I'm gonna have to charge a whole lot. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have to charge crazy money, but y'all know me, I don't like to charge a lot. Like I try to keep stuff affordable because I'm trying to help the person that's down, trying to come up. And so now I say, okay, well, bam, I'll do mastermind group. I can charge a low rate, but if I get a bunch of people to join, it won't feel like I'm doing a bunch for nothing. Okay, so bam, and I create the mastermind group. Then we say, okay, well, we need customers, help us grow our business. And that's when I come up with the lead generation program. So I just try to provide what's not available. All right. So hopefully y'all can go to cleanbiznetwork.com and find some tools that are able to help y'all. And then if you're getting it with just these videos, then that's even better. You know what I mean? You can get it with just the free information. So, but either way, hopefully this was able to help y'all. I'm AJ Simmons and I will talk to y'all soon. Thank you.